Hello and welcome to World Tree Dreaming. My name is Anissa. Today is June 29th, 2016, and I'm pretty excited. I got several dreams in my email yesterday, and we are going to jump right in during the lightning dream work process we talked about in episode 1. The first dream, let me read it to you. It's called The Bridge. I'm being driven across a very large, tall bridge that spans across a large body of water. As we're driving across, I notice that something is casting a shadow across the bridge, so I stick my head out of the car window to take a look. It's a large structure made up of two climbable pillars, one pillar on each side of the bridge, with a narrow walkway at the very top that goes between the two pillars. I think to myself that this structure must be where they perform the show later on. As we near the end of the bridge, off to the left, I see a large group of people playing in the water near a beach. A shark surfaces and grabs a girl on a float, and everyone begins to panic. A lifeguard that is also in the water waves a large white flag and starts to direct people to shore. So first of all, our dreamer here did a great job telling a short, interesting story. And titling it The Bridge. The next thing they did was, I don't see a feeling here. When we do these live, I'm not going to let you guys get away with that. I'm definitely going to be asking for feelings. It's the hardest part. But there is a reality check. The dreamer doesn't find anything in this dream to be familiar. The dreamer wants to know what the bridge and the shark represent. What show am I referring to? And so at this point, I'm going to do my portion of the lightning dream work process. So if this were my dream, and again, I'm not telling this person about their dream. I have received the gift of their dream, and sorry, there's a cat walking in front of the screen. This is Gravy. Yes, the dog is Biscuit, the cat is Gravy. Nothing to do with the dream. All right, so if this were my dream, then I notice first of all that everything seems oversized. There's a large tall bridge, there's a large body of water, there's a large shadow, there are large structures made of large pillars, and then there's a large group of people, and so it ends with a large white flag. So whenever there's that sort of a repetition, I'm drawn to it. So something very big is trying to come through here. For me, a bridge is a time of transition, and since it's crossing a body of water, I tend to think of water as being connected to the emotions. So I am going through a very big transition, and it is connected to, a very emotional subject for me. And I'm seeing kind of the dark side of things, maybe. There's a large shadow being cast, and so I could be looking at the negative side of things. But I'm encouraged by the fact that there are two climbable pillars. So whatever challenge it is that I'm working with, I am able to deal with by just putting in some effort, some work. I can climb these pillars if I would like to. Narrow walkway makes me a little uneasy. I feel like if I'm up high, if I do something wrong, maybe I'm going to fall. Maybe I feel a little anxious about, how much I'm putting myself out there, especially when I have such deep emotional attachment to whatever this is I'm doing. What is the show? For me, I have to say the show would be, what is it? The face that we prepare to meet people, the outer shell, our acceptable persona, our best foot forward. For me, that's the show. I spend a lot of time and energy trying to disengage from the show and just engage from who I really am. I heard a really great quote recently that when you feel anxiety or tension, That's your persona. That's you acting. When you feel relaxed, that's you being yourself. And so, this high, narrow walkway on this structure makes me feel like, maybe I'm caging myself in a little bit, trying to be something that I'm not, while I'm in the process of going through an emotional transition. It seems like a difficult tightrope to walk. So when I do exit the bridge, I'm seeing a large group of people playing in the water near a beach. Seems fun, seems innocent. But then a shark comes, this is a B-movie here. A shark surfaces, grabs a girl on a float, and everyone's wildly panicking. So a little side note here, I love it when animals show up in dreams. When they do, I tend to paint them. A scary animal in a dream, my first response might be to feel afraid and to panic like the people in the dream. But when I'm reading through this, I see the shark as a power animal. Sharks don't often succumb to cancer, so a lot of times people who are working in healing modalities will have the shark as an ally to assist them with working with people who are, using both, traditional and non-traditional means to deal with cancer. The fact that the shark is grabbing a girl on a float. Whenever I see younger children in a dream, it's always possible that it's an earlier version of myself. We all kind of lose pieces of ourselves as we go through our lives and deal with tragedy, deal with loss, deal with shame. We'll compartmentalize and just kind of narrow ourselves down. There's that narrow walkway again. So perhaps this young girl on the float is a younger version of me, a less experienced version of myself. And there was a time in the past where, I felt very vulnerable and not in control of my own power, and in fact, maybe overcome by my own power. And everyone around me is panicking. And when we're young, we tend to associate everyone's experience, words, emotions as being about us. Children are the ultimate narcissists in some ways. It's hard for children to see that individuals exist with all their complexity and emotions, and it doesn't all have to do with the kid. So when I'm a girl, if my mother is sad, that's my fault. If my dad is angry, that's my fault. If my sports team wins, that's me, that's my good luck. So I can see how, if you realize you have a strong gift when you're really young, and then people around you maybe aren't receptive to that gift, maybe they judge it, then it could cause a sense of everyone around me panicking. But luckily, there is a lifeguard who is waving a white flag. White is often the color of spirituality. The lifeguard feels like some sort of a dream guide, or somebody that's there to support me, to give me safety. Lifeguard, guarding my life. In the religious traditions, that might be an angelic figure. It might be just the sense of being supported by the universe. But there's somebody in the water who is able to manage the situation, organize the situation, and bring everything to safety. Now, a question I have, I don't know whether or not the girl survived being on the float when the shark attacked. And I don't know, is she dead? Is she wounded? Did she get away? I think that those would all shift the meanings of the dreams quite a bit. But I will say the dreamer is going to sketch this dream, and her snapper is to get out of the water. So this is marvelous. I would love to have more of these. Please send your dreams to Anissa Wood at worldtreedreaming.com. Thanks for listening.